of Stillwater's greatest traditions, rocked by terror.
I need a bunch of help. We got a car in the crowd up here.
The pain still felt just days after a nightmare unfolds.
That's just not who she was. That's not who I raised.
The suspect charged with murder in the courtroom for the first time. But was it intentional?
The decision to become intoxicated or under the influence and drive a car was certainly intentional.
And a community still in disbelief. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. We are now live in Stillwater, and so much progress already being made in this town. Just a few moments ago, I got off the phone with one of 3 victims still being treated here at Stillwater Medical Center. She said that she is on her way home and grateful, and she's taking home with her a new kneecap, which came from the accident that happened just behind me. Let's take a look back at that memorial right now. This is such a busy intersection where this parade accident happened in Stillwater on Saturday morning. We're right at the corner of Hall of Fame and Main, and since we've been here, even from early this morning when Channel 8 arrived on scene today, there's just been a steady flow of people paying tribute and really just taking a moment to show that their hearts and their prayers are with the victims from this accident. Also new today happening in Stillwater, the suspect, Adacia Chambers, represented in court today for the first time. That 25-year-old facing 4 counts of second-degree murder. Her family inside that courtroom as well, along with Channel 8's Frankie Thompson. Frankie, what happened today?
Adacia Chambers' attorney says he believes she is mentally ill. This is a copy of a motion presented to a judge in court today requesting she have a psychological exam while in jail. This was granted. Her family tells me this has been a nightmare since Saturday's crash.
We're gonna get through this.
Get through it.
Floyd Chambers and Linda Brandsetter tried to find some strength before entering the first court hearing for Saturday's deadly OSU homecoming parade crash. The father and aunt of Adacia Chambers addressed the media for the first time, expressing their condolences.
That I'm very sorry for those victims and the people who lost their life. It's a horrible, tragic accident.
The 25-year-old's attorney says he strongly believes Chambers is mentally ill, maybe even suicidal. Her aunt says she was with Chambers the night before the crash, but didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
And I'm trying to wrap my mind around that. If she was in such a bad state, why didn't I see that? But I didn't.
Stillwater police arrested Chambers on suspicion of DUI, but her family says she's not a big drinker.
I said that the blood test would come back negative because I know that there's no way she was drunk or impaired.
Impaired or mentally ill. She now faces 4 counts of second-degree murder, and her bond is set at $1 million. If she's found guilty, she could face life in prison. Holding back tears, her father says he wants the public to know Chambers may be sick, but she's no monster.
Adacia is a kind, loving, caring person, and she wouldn't have done this purposely. I just don't believe that in my heart.
A judge says the jail will decide when that psychological exam will happen. Court continues with the next hearing on November 13th. Reporting live from the Payne County Courthouse, Frankie Thompson, Tulsa's Channel 8.
Thank you, Frankie. And as this investigation continues and the trial is beginning, I just want to stress how important it is to remember the victims and the families of the victims that were impacted by this. Now, overall, there were 51 people injured. Of that, 4 people were killed. That includes the ages ranging from 2 years old to 65. Now, 3 people died at the scene here on Saturday morning, including Bonnie and Marvin Stone, both OSU professors. Marvin had retired, Bonnie was still teaching. Nikita Prabhahar, an OCU student, and the youngest, a 2-year-old by the name of Nash, died at a hospital on Saturday. Now, we were here at the Stillwater Medical Center earlier today visiting with one of the victims, Kimberly Harrison, and she talked about what it was like sitting on the parade route right next to her sister, her younger sister by just 2 years. She said she looked up and she saw the car hit the police officer's motorcycle. That motorcycle comes flying at her. She said somehow she knew to save her younger sister. She pushed her little sister out of the way, saving her life. And she said the next thing she knew, she must have blacked out, because the next thing she knew, she woke up and there were people all around her helping. What would you say about all the people who ran in to help you?
They were amazing. They were amazing. I mean, we were very lucky to have the first responders there as well, but the civilians that go out of their way just to be there for the community was just a gorgeous thing to see. They were fabulous. And my sister did post on Facebook, one gentleman stayed with her the entire time. Wow. He called my mother for her when they put her on the helicopter. And, I mean, he was just epic. Yeah. He was so great.
Now, right next to her hospital bed, we saw a unique sight. She had 3 OSU tennis balls, all signed by the members of the OSU tennis team, who didn't tell anybody besides their coach, but they went to that hospital just to share their support for the victims. Coming up in about 8 minutes, we're going to be talking with the tennis team and learn why, even though they might come from different countries, some of them, they consider Stillwater home, and they are here to support those victims. And we've certainly enjoyed our time on campus today. We also bumped into some members of the Color Guard. And it was so nice walking around on campus because they said the energy was just excited because they want to help. They want to do what they can. And what they're doing, they're selling ribbons for just a $1 donation, that money going to the families of all the victims. They said it's their way to just show gratitude toward this community because they said we're all family.
Know that this was so unexpected and it takes a really hard hit, and we really want to help out in any way that we can because we love our cowboy family.
Deal. Now, the Color Guard already raised $1,200, and they're not stopping yet. They're already preparing more ribbons to make sure they hand them out to as many Stillwater residents as possible. Now, earlier today, Channel 8's Yadami Farinas was here in this area. She stopped by the memorial, which is just behind me here at the corner of Main and Hall of Fame, and she bumped into a woman who was a student, also a mother. That person's name is Courtney Fenton, and Courtney shared her son's favorite toy, dropping off a Pistol Pete stuffed animal here at this memorial. She said it was just a small gesture for the 4 people who were killed and all the others injured.
Stillwater is my home, and OSU is my home. And when something like this happens, I feel like it just affects everybody, and it deeply has impacted me as a person and as a mother and as a student.
Now, Courtney said that this community is sticking together, and again, we will all get through this. Now, if you were here in Stillwater, or if you are affected by this tragedy in any way, there is help available. OSU Counseling Services offering their assistance to both employees and students as well. Also, there's available through their therapy dogs, which is a unique opportunity, and of course always the Red Cross. You can call them at 405-372-1833. Now, if you would like to financially help any of the victims of this tragedy, there are several different opportunities for you. One, OSU has set up a memorial page on the university's website. We have a link to also the Stillwater Medical Center Foundation, and that money is going to be helping all of the victims with their medical needs, both in Stillwater and also the victims being treated in Tulsa and Oklahoma City as well. All of this you can find again at KTUL.com. Coming up in just about 5 minutes, we're going to be talking with a group of student athletes, an inspiring group of young women, about some of the victims they met today, and of course the incredible stories of survival happening here in Stillwater. Reporting live in Stillwater, I'm Kristin Dickerson, Tulsa's Channel 8.
Kristin, thanks. Tonight we're learning new information about a fatal accident involving a 4-year-old. The boy was killed in what's being called a freak accident. That happened earlier this afternoon in an East Tulsa neighborhood near 129th East Avenue and 21st Street. Channel 8's Bert Mumala reports on the tragedy that has parents making sure they don't leave their kids alone in the car.
Police say a mother and her 3 kids were loaded in their Suburban in the driveway, and she ran back into the house to get something. She left the vehicle running, and when she came back out, a horrible discovery. Her 4-year-old son was lying on the street after being pinned between the Suburban and another car. Police say the child had put the vehicle into neutral, causing it to roll out of the driveway. He then got out and walked in front of the Suburban, which started rolling forward, crushing him against the other car.
Kids get into vehicles, and if you don't keep an eye on them, they want to do stuff, and they're not intentionally trying to, hurt themselves. But I have a daughter; she put my truck in neutral at one point. So it's just things that happen. So anytime you just can't leave kids in a car. You just can't, especially one that's running.
Coming up tonight at 10, neighbors share their grief for the family. In East Tulsa, Bert Mumala, Tulsa's Channel 8.
Now, your first forecast in the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center. Well, the remnants of the historic Hurricane Patricia continue to impact the southeastern United States. As we take a look at HD Max 8000, we see a lot of clouds here in northeast Oklahoma. Those are those high, thin cirrus clouds. Meanwhile, thicker clouds is southeast of us. So Patricia continues to move north, northeast, and might provide a chance for some light rain. We'll tell you more about that in less than about 8 minutes. But looking at temperature-wise, we see those high, thin cirrus clouds moving in. We'll take a look at the, there's your city cam right now. Those are those high, thin cirrus clouds. Temperatures in the 60s this afternoon, pretty much the same next couple of days. I'll tell you about that with the extended forecast.
Mike, thank you. A psychologist for the Oklahoma man charged with beheading a co-worker in Moore says he wants to be executed. Dr. Anita Russell testified for 31-year-old Alton Nolan in a competency hearing to decide if he can be tried for murder. Russell says Nolan is intellectually impaired and he has an IQ of 69, a normal IQ being 100. A not guilty plea has been entered for Nolan. Sheriff Stanley Glantz makes a final appeal to the county commissioners, why the commission believes he still deserves the title of peace officer despite facing charges. Plus, we head back to Stillwater on how the OSU athletes are coping with loss and giving back to the community. Those stories and weather when we come back.
The sound you hear is Halloween on Wheel of Fortune.
And guess why the skeleton wouldn't cross the road?
He didn't have the guts.
Happy Halloween.
Weeknights at 6:30 on Tulsa's Channel 8.
Church, basketball, baseball, softball. Our kids keep us pretty busy.
The KTUL weather app is a huge help, especially the storm alerts from Mike Collier.
It's fast and easy. Search KTUL weather in the App Store. Presented by these sponsors and Tulsa's Channel 8.
Furnace need a tune-up and safety check? Call Airco Service now for your 26-point heating system checkup. Just $59 after $30 Oklahoma natural gas rebate. Airco Service, the company you know.
The staff and doctors at Utica Park Clinic are very personable. They remember you, they know who you are, and they're very helpful and very good and kind. And he's willing to listen. It's like you're the only patient he has all day. He's willing to take the time you need. I would consider them almost like family. I'm Karina, and my physician works for Utica Park Clinic.
When it comes to jobs like this, architects and engineers will tell you there's only one company to consider. That's PowerLift. Let me tell you something, people, when it comes to the X's and O's of foundation repair, the knowledge and experience of the PowerLift team from management to installation has proven to be the best in this game. As a homeowner, why consider anything less? Go with the industry leaders. Call PowerLift today and get back on a firm foundation.
If the stage could talk, it'd blow your mind with wild stories of excitement and rock and roll. It would turn down the lights and crank up the volume. And let the music do all the talking. After a half-decade, things aren't about to change. The Joint at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tulsa. Still rocking hard after 5 years.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC.
Now get $2,500 total allowance on a 2015 GMC Terrain. See your Oklahoma GMC team.
Buy smart at iMart Express.
I love being able to buy and wear my glasses the same day. Why would anybody wait 2 weeks?
2 pairs start at $38.71 and 2 pairs with progressive lenses just $76.92. And you can wear your glasses today.
They have lots of choices at great prices. And oh, my glasses are ready. This time when I used my insurance, I got a second pair free.
Buy smart at iMart Express. Right now, use your insurance and get a second pair free.
Looking to replace your old furnace? You need a company you can trust. Improve the comfort and efficiency of your home and get serious cash back. Call Airco Service, the company you know.
Portions of Tulsa's Channel 8 brought to you by Airco Service, the company you know. 918-252-5667. Voted Tulsa's best.
Welcome back. We are live in Stillwater with the OSU tennis team. Coach Young, tell me why it was important for you and your girls to go by Stillwater Medical Center and visit some of the victims this morning.
Well, since the tragedy happened on Saturday, our girls were reaching out to me, asking me, what can we do? We feel like we need to do something to be able to help. This community gives us so much of support throughout the year. They come to our matches, they support our events and activities as athletes here. And so anytime we can give back to them, it's really important for us to do it.
Yeah, and Kat, you're an international student. Why is it important for you and other folks from Europe on your team to be here and show ownership that Stillwater is home to you?
Because of the community. The people here are great, supportive, and I feel like the whole team, it feels like Stillwater is our second home, and we need somehow to support these people and just give back what they give it to us.
And Coach, I love that the girls didn't ask for media attention. You all didn't even really tell anyone you were going today.
Yeah, I think when something like this happens, it's really about the victims and making sure we support them. It's not about us. And so we wanted to go today and just make it unseen and go there and support. And as you mentioned, we got to meet a young girl that had protected her sister but fell in harm's way as well. And just to hear her story and the fact she works at RCB Bank, who's a great supporter of ours, and their president was at our regional matches just last weekend. And so the connections are really endless in this community because it's so tight-knit and close.
Okay, thank you all so much for joining us, and our prayers as well go to your team. They're going to be competing in nationals in just a couple of weeks, so best of luck to you all, and thank you again. Reporting live in Stillwater with the OSU women's tennis team, I'm Kristin Dickerson.
Kristin, thanks. Sheriff Stanley Glantz will be able to keep his gun and badge when he officially retires on Sunday. Tulsa County Commissioners voted 2-1 to give Glantz peace officer status. Channel 8's Maureen Wirtz was at the meeting and has more on why they say Glantz was entitled to the status even after a grand jury investigation.
Wouldn't that really look bad on this county?
Sheriff Stanley Glantz wasn't in the county commissioners meeting Monday morning, but that doesn't mean he wasn't the topic of discussion.
I'm not really sure what punishment that serves the sheriff that he hasn't earned after 25 years of being the sheriff. It's just a status.
Peace officer is the status Glantz was asking for, and Commissioners John Smoligo and Ron Peters approved his request today. It means Glantz will be able to keep his gun, badges, body armor, and retirement commission when he officially retires Sunday.
It's the fact that, the citizens had to gather at least 5,000 signatures in order to impanel a grand jury.
Cleat rules say a police officer can't have any felony convictions. Glantz is currently facing 2 misdemeanor charges after a grand jury investigation.
This isn't about what Stanley Glantz wants. This is about what the law says he is entitled to if he's eligible. And the vote today, I think, said we think he is.
That would happen. Commissioner Karen Keith voted to table the decision, saying she'd prefer to wait until investigations are done.
This situation is not typical at all. I mean, he said all these reserve deputies. I don't think any of these reserve deputies went through a grand jury and had to be suspended immediately.
He, I think, has paid the ultimate price professionally by saying, I'm going to resign. This is not how I wanted to leave, but if you don't want me to stay, I'll go.
Maureen Wirtz, Tulsa's Channel 8.
County commissioners say if Glantz were to face any felony charges, they would revisit this issue. Glantz is set to be in court for 2 misdemeanor charges November 10th.
Now, your forecast in the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center.
All right, historic Hurricane Patricia has weakened. Now just the remnants of Patricia continue to move north into the Gulf Coast states. It's a lot of clouds here in northeast Oklahoma. Those are those high, thin cirrus clouds, creating some beautiful pictures of the sun. We had some sundogs sent in. You can go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/MikeCollier, and check out the picture of a sundog. And I give an explanation exactly what that is. So you can tune that on your phone or your, of course, your desktop. Looking at live First Alert City Cam, the River Spirit Casino. There's those high, thin cirrus clouds moving across the area. Otherwise, though, a nice night. This morning, a little chilly. Tulsa at 38. We kicked off the day in Bartlesville at 39. Grove at 43. McAllister 49. A little milder down in Poto 54. But elsewhere, very chilly start to our Monday. We warmed quite nicely. Afternoon highs across the area. Upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Down in Wilburton in the mid 70s. McAllister at 73. So right now we're sitting at 68. Dew point at 53. So that makes it feel comfortable outside. A little bit of a northerly breeze at 7 miles per hour. Again, today's high 70 after starting the day off at 38. 7 a.m. on your Tuesday morning, we'll see some clouds increase across the area. They will thicken. They'll become a little more closer to the surface. At 7 a.m. here in Tulsa, we'll be at 54. Now, here's the remnants of Patricia. This computer model, our RPM, our high resolution data, indicated the potential for some sprinkles or light showers to move in the area during the day tomorrow. But the chance for rain on your Tuesday is only about 30%. But enough just to keep that umbrella close by. Might need it tomorrow, especially in far eastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, closer to the center of the remnants of Patricia. Here in Tulsa with the cloud cover, that should keep us down to 69 degrees by 5 o'clock. A little warmer out to the west of us, Stillwater at 70, and Seminole coming in lower 70s. So the remnants of Patricia begin to move east by early Wednesday morning. We'll start the day off at 51. By Wednesday afternoon, plenty of sunshine, a gorgeous day, back to 69. So we see 69 on your Tuesday, 69 on Wednesday. And then as we head towards this weekend, pretty much the same as well. And that's close to normal for this time of year. Here's your weekend forecast. I've taken the rain chances down on Saturday. Looks like we're going to see 2 waves, one on Friday and another one on Sunday. So those look to be the best days. Now, I don't want to say it's going to be completely dry Saturday. Still a chance for a few showers, but I think we're going to be able to squeak through with some dry weather for trick-or-treating for your Saturday evening, the way it looks right now. Again, a few showers possible for your Tuesday, upper 60s Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, a really good chance for rain and thunderstorms as we see southwesterly flow develop. And that's just indicative of what we're going to have to deal with as we go through the extended portions the next couple of months with El Nino beginning to have an impact. We have a strong El Nino right now. And temperatures in the 60s during the day, but with the cloud cover, that's going to keep temperatures up in the 40s and 50s overnight. So we haven't seen any potential for a first frost or freeze of the season just yet for the metro region.
A lot of kids and their parents are depending on that weekend forecast.
My kids are too. All right.
Pressure's at home on you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I better come home with a dry forecast.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Well, News Channel 8 recognized a very special student today. Park Elementary is our adopted school, and each month we're proud to honor our Student of the Month. This month's winner of the Grade 8 award is 3rd grader Delilah Torres. I presented Delilah with a plaque and some movie tickets this afternoon. She's also in the running to be chosen as Park's Student of the Year. You know, out of nowhere, the Sooners found their running game Saturday against Texas Tech. Coming up, Samaj P. Ryan tries to explain what changed against the Red Raiders.